to do arbitrage. Consider a put option on a share with an exercise price of rupees 130 for 3 months at a premium of rupees 10. Mr. X is the holder of the option and Mr. Y acts as a writer. Possible prices of the shares they have given, and they have said to draw a payoff graph and a put option holder for a put option holder and a writer. So we will have to first do this table. Doing it for the put option holder. Copy the prices from 80 to 150 it is. So 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140 and 150. Exercise price of the option is given here. Exercise price is rupees 130. So we'll take the exercise price as 130 in all the columns. And now we'll see what's to be done. We're doing it for the put option holder. So when you do it for the put option holder, the premium is paid by the holder of 10 rupees, because when you take the right to decide, he's taking the right to decide whether he wants to sell or no. So when he's deciding whether he wants to sell or no, for that decision making, to get that, he needs to pay a premium. So when he's paying, it is minus 10. So the holder has to pay the premium. Write it in all the columns. Now what action will be taken? For a put option, we usually use E minus S naught. We need to check whether we are gaining through that or no. So E is 130.
Ma'am, you are not audible.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I had a call, so it got disconnected. I hope the screen is visible.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am, it is visible.
Okay. So in the first case, the holder will exercise because he is gaining, or if we think from the logic point of view, he is the seller. Put option holder means put option gives right to sell. So whether he will sell it for 80 rupees in the market or 130 rupees in the option, he would obviously choose 130 because he wants to sell at a high price. So the option will get exercised. Okay, similarly, if I do V minus S naught for the second price, 130 minus 90, 40 rupees is the gain, it will get exercised. At 100 also it will get exercised, 110, 120, up to 120 it will get exercised. Then at 130, lapse or exercise doesn't matter because it is no profit, no loss situation. But here in the last two prices, if you check, 130 minus 140 minus 10. So there's a loss for the holder. He doesn't want to sell it for 130 in the option. He would prefer to go to the market and sell it for 140. So he will lapse the option here. And in the next price also he will lapse the option. And now we'll see the gross payoff, which is again we have to do S naught minus E. So 130 minus 80, gain is 50 rupees. Then 130 minus 90, 40 rupees. 130 minus 100, 30 rupees gain. 130 minus 110, the gain is 20. 130 minus 120, the gain is 10. 130 minus 130 is 0. 130 minus 140. Now this is lapsed, so we cannot take minus 10 minus 20. When it is lapsed, the option is not got exercised, so no profit, no loss. You can find the net payoff. 50 minus 10, you get 40. 40 minus 10, 30. How I'm finding the net payoff? Gross payoff minus premium, because the premium is paid, there is minus 10 here. 30 minus 10 is 20. 20 minus 10 is 10. 10 minus 10, 0. 0 minus 10 is minus 10. The same continues. So this is how the payoff table has come up. Now look at the graph also, which I've already pasted here. From 80 to 150 are the prices. I don't know if it is this visible better? From 80 to 150 there are prices, and if you see here, for 80 the gain is 40 rupees. So at price 80 the gain is 40 rupees. Then 30, 20, 10, the gain comes to 0. And then after, when the prices are 130, 140 and 150, we have a loss of 10 rupees. So we are coming downwards and the loss is limited to 10 rupees, whereas the gains are unlimited. This is for put option holder. I hope there are no doubts. Similarly, we have to do it for put option writer now. Anybody having any doubts, you can ask.
Ma'am, the graph, can you explain once again?
Yes. See here, the prices from 80 to 150. Is the graph visible clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So from 80 to 150, I have taken the prices. The maximum gain is 40 and the maximum loss is minus 10. So I have taken 1 centimeter is equals to 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40 gain, and on the loss side also minus 10, minus 20, minus 30. At 80 rupees, we had a gain of 40. So at 80, I draw a dot here. When the price is 80, the gain is 40. Similarly, at 90 rupees, we had a gain of 30. So I draw a dot near 30. And then for 100, we had a gain of 20. For 110, we had a gain of 10. At 120, there was no gain, no loss, 0. So it's on the line, on the axis. And then at 130, we have a loss of minus 10, 140 and 150. All the three gave us loss of minus 10, minus 10. You can see here in the table. So when we join those lines, we have this graph. The loss is minus 10 maximum. You will not lose beyond that because only the premium is what he will lose if he lapses the option. But the gains are unlimited. That is, the price can go up to zero. So till it goes up to zero, he can go on gaining. Actually, the gain is also limited till the price goes to zero. Beyond that, it cannot go to negative. But till then, he'll go on increasing his gains. Is that clear, Sharvari? Any doubts?
Yes, ma'am, it is clear.
So we'll now do it for the put option writer. Same table. We have to, whatever decision the put option holder has taken, the same the writer has to follow. He doesn't have a choice. He cannot decide. He has to oblige to whatever the holder has done. So these are the stock prices, exercise prices, and the actions taken. Now, because he is the writer, he will get premium. So it is plus 10 because he is the one who is given the right to decide to the holder. So he has sacrificed his right. So he will not do it for free. In turn, he is getting a premium of 10 rupees. So plus 10 is the premium that he will receive. Now the gross payoff, when the holder gains, the writer has to lose. So we cannot do E minus S naught now. If I do E minus S naught, I get plus 40. But this is the gain of the holder. As a writer, if the holder has gained 40, the writer will lose 40. So it will be minus 40. I have to do opposite of what I did for the holder. I have to do 80 minus 130 now, which is minus 40. 90 minus 130, which is minus 30. 100 minus 130. Just a second. 80 minus 130 is minus 50, right? Minus 50 minus 40 minus 30 minus 20 minus 10. Here it is 0 and these two options are lapped, so it is 0 0. So whatever you see here plus 40 50 for the holder, the same is the loss for the writer. So minus 50 plus 10, the net payoff is minus 40. Minus 40 plus 10, the net payoff is minus 30. Minus 30 plus 10, the net payoff is minus 20. Then minus 20 plus 10, the net payoff is minus 10. Minus 10 plus 10, it is 0. 0 plus 10 is 10. 0 plus 10 is 10. Then 0 plus 10 is 10 and again 10. So these are the three gains that we are going to get. So if I put this in the graph, you take a price from 80, 90, 100 up to 150 and the gain, first there is a loss. So at 80 there is a loss of minus 40. You can see here at 80, try to even, at 80 I have come to the loss of minus 40 here on the loss side of the graph. At 90 the loss is minus 30. At 100 it's minus 20. At 110 it's minus 10. At 120 no profit, no loss, 0. Then at 130 plus 10. At 140 plus 10. At 150 plus 10. So if you go up, you can see the losses are unlimited. If the prices goes till 0, he will go on losing more, but his gain is limited to 10 rupees. So only 10 rupees is what he will gain maximum. So this is how the put option writers table and the payoff graph will be looking like. If anybody has any doubts in this, please let me know. I hope it is clear. Any doubts, anybody? Should we go ahead with arbitrage problems?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now these problems are relatively easy than the futures and forwards arbitrage what we did in the first unit. So here what we have to do is, it's very important to find what is the premium given and what is the intrinsic value. So you need to find the intrinsic value and compare it with the premium of the option. If both are different, the intrinsic value and premium, if both are different, then there is arbitrage opportunity possible. If both are same, then there will be no arbitrage. And if both are different, we need to find whether the option is undervalued or overvalued. And depending on that, we will decide whether we should buy or sell that particular option. So before we start doing all that, let me write down what all is given in the first problem. The call option involving 200 shares is selling for rupees 3.25 on a share. Now it's a call option. Okay, then just write here solution. It's a call option, and then how many shares are sold here? Number of shares in the option are 200 shares are sold. Then it is selling for rupees 3.25 on a share means this is the premium. So if you want that option, if you want to buy the call option, you will have to pay 3 rupees 25 paise premium to the writer. Okay, this is not the share price. This is the option price. That means the option premium. Just 1 second. Okay, so we were on arbitrage as to what all is given. So this selling price is nothing but the option premium. So here you can write call option premium 3.25 per share is the premium amount. Then the share is selling in the market for 66. Now this 66 is the spot price. This is the price of the share which is traded in the market. Okay, 3.25 was the premium. So there also they have used the word selling. There they mean selling that right. Call option is right to buy. So if somebody wants that right, they can pay 3.25 rupees to buy that right. And here the share is selling. So you can see here, I'll read the sentence again. The call option involving 200 shares is selling for rupees 3.25 on a share. So what is selling? The call option is selling. Okay, so you have to, I'm highlighting these 2 points. The call option is selling for rupees 3.25, and here see what they have said, the share is selling. So this is different. The share is selling is S0 and the call option is selling is call option premium. Okay, then the option has an exercise price of rupees 62. So here you can write exercise price EP is 62. So this is the information given. I told you first what we have to do. We have to compare the premium with the intrinsic value. So the next step is to find the intrinsic value. I've already taught you how to find the intrinsic value. Does anyone remember the formula? It is maximum of not
0 and
maximum
S not
And
minus
S naught minus E.
of 0 comma
S not minus E.
S naught
is not
minus E.
minus E. So this is the formula for intrinsic value. For a call option, it is S naught minus E. If it is a put option, what is the formula?
E minus S naught.
Correct. So as this is a call option, we'll use S naught minus E formula. So we'll find the intrinsic value for this option. Intrinsic value is equals to maximum of 0, comma, how much is S naught here? We have written in the given S naught is 66 minus E is 62. So 66 minus 62, intrinsic value will be maximum of 0 or 66 minus 62 is 4 rupees. So 0 or 4, which is maximum? 4.
4.
Correct? So intrinsic value is 4. Now I told you we need to compare two things. One is, I'll write it here, compare intrinsic value with option premium. We will compare them. So intrinsic value is 4 rupees and premium is 3.25. Okay. Now just see here, are both different, intrinsic value and premium, or they are same? Is 4 rupees and 3.2 same, or they are two different values?
Different, ma'am.
Different. They are not equal. If it was 4, 4, I would have said they are equal. But then they are not equal here. If they are not equal, arbitrage is possible. So the next step, as the intrinsic value and premium are not equal, arbitrage is possible. Okay, now if it is possible, we need to find whether the option is undervalued or overvalued. Okay, now how do you find whether the option is undervalued or overvalued? Just all of you listen to me carefully for this point. The intrinsic value is 4 rupees means what? The option is gaining 4 rupees. So here the gain 66 minus 62 is 4. So if the option is gaining 4 rupees, that means its value in the market is 4 rupees. The profit or the value of the option is 4 rupees. Okay, then now if the actual value is 4 rupees, it should be traded for 4 rupees. But it is traded for how much? Only 3.25 rupees. That means what? The option is undervalued. Are you getting it? Yes or
Yes,
no?
ma'am.
Okay. So remember this, the profit from the option is 4 rupees, but its value in the market is 3.25. So the market has not valued it properly. It has to value it at 4 rupees or more than 4 rupees also sometimes, because there is even time value of option. So I will just write here for only the first problem. I'm writing this. If premium is less than intrinsic value, the option is undervalued. Premium is more than intrinsic value, the option is overvalued. So understanding this is important, how you are going to find the overvalue or undervalued of the option, because on that only the entire problem depends. Remember one thing, whatever you are getting as intrinsic value is your profit. If the market is selling the option for less than that profit, that means the option is undervalued. If it is sold for more than that profit, that means the option is overvalued. Now here we know that our option is undervalued. So if it is undervalued, what we do? Anything that is undervalued, what should we do of that? Buy or sell?
Bye.
Buy, because when it is undervalued, that means it's going to reach to its actual value in the near future. So you buy it. Remember, in the stock market, when the share prices fall of good companies, what we do? We start buying those shares because we know that the company has worth. It's going to grow. Its prices are going to go up again. Only because the market has crashed or the situations are bad in the economy, it has fallen down. That doesn't mean the company is bad. So whenever the prices fall, the company is undervalued, and when it is undervalued, we buy it because we can get it at a cheaper cost, and later when it reaches to its actual value, we sell it so that we can gain out of it. So anything that is undervalued, we should always buy, and anything that is overvalued, we should always sell it. Okay, so we are buying. Now what we are buying? We are buying the call option. Okay, so I'll write it here as the option is, there is no need to write so much in detail. Only for the first problem I'm writing all this, so that later if you revise, you should understand. From the next problem we'll just do the solution. As the option is undervalued, we need to buy the call option. So if we have to buy the call option, what should we do? We should pay the premium, right? So pay premium. How much is the premium given? 3 rupees 25 paise per share. And how many shares are there traded in this option? It's given now in the beginning, number of shares are 200. So into 200. Just increase the font. Here you can see number of shares are 200. And the value or the premium is 3.25. So when you buy an option, as the option is undervalued, we need to buy the call option. So if we are buying, we need to pay premium. So you need to pay rupees 3.25 into 200. How much you are paying? If I do 3.25 into 200, 650.
650.
We are paying, so I'm writing it in bracket. Okay, so 650 we have to pay. Now what the call option has done, it has given us right to buy. So that means in the option you need to buy the shares. Okay, so when we have to buy the shares, again we'll have to pay money. So we'll write here, buy the shares in the option. Okay, so how much the share is available in the option means we should see the exercise price, because in the option we trade at the exercise price, whereas spot price is the market price. So it is available for 62 rupees. So we are going to pay rupees 62 to buy this share. And how many shares we are buying? We are buying 200 shares. So 62 into 200, we are going to buy the shares for that much amount. So 62 into 200 is 12,400. Again, I'm writing it in the bracket because whenever we buy, we pay that much amount. So I have paid 650 rupees premium. I have paid 12,400 rupees to buy the shares. Any doubts still here?
No,
Is that
ma'am.
clear? Yeah. Now, what will you do of the share that you have bought? You have bought it to sell it later at a higher price, right?
Excuse
So
me.
whatever shares we have bought, we are going to sell. Any doubts? We are going to sell the shares in the open market because we bought it in the option. See here, I've written clearly, buy the shares in the option contract you can write. And after you have bought it, you have not bought it to keep it with you. You want to make profit out of it. So you will sell it in the open market. So when we sell it in the open market, the market price is how much? S naught. Now this is your market price. It is 66 rupees. Okay, so you're going to sell it for 66 rupees. So rupees 66 into 200 shares, which is equal to
13,200.
now this you're selling. So when you sell, that means you receive money. This is not your payment. This is your receipt, 13,200. All of you there with me till here? So we'll find
Yes, ma'am.
arbitrage gain. You have received 13,200 and you have paid 12,400 and 650. So from this plus 13,200 will minus 12,400 and will minus 650. Whatever remains is our arbitrage gain. So can anybody minus both of that and tell me what would be the gain? $13,200 minus 13,050 it will become, which will be, gain will be
150.
yeah.
150.
This is how you have to solve the arbitrage problem. Any doubts? Anybody please ask. Okay, all of you? Yes.
Ma'am, while buying the shares, why we need to pay the premium?
See, first you have to buy the option. This premium is paid to buy the option. Okay, this is not This is buy the call option. Because the option is undervalued, you have decided to buy the call option. And the option is available at a premium of rupees 3.25 per share. So if it is available at a premium, then from whomever you will buy the option, you have to pay him premium. Once you have bought the call option will give you right to buy. Call option is right to buy. So in the option, you have a right to buy the shares. So you exercise your right and you buy the shares for 62 rupees through the option contract. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Because you have to pay premium also, because you're getting the right to decide, and you have to pay money to buy the shares also. But once you sell the shares, you'll receive certain amount from the market. For everyone, I hope it's clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I'll tell you one shortcut method to verify your answer. So all of you listen to me carefully for that particular method. Okay, so I'll write here in exam you did not do this. I'm just showing you so that when you find the answer in exam, you can see whether what you have done is correct or no. So verification how to do. I simply do intrinsic value minus premium. Okay, so here I'll write my intrinsic value was 4 rupees minus premium was 3.25. Okay, so 4 minus 3.25, I'll get 0.75 into how many shares were there? 200 shares. So 0.75 into 200 shares, if you do, you will get 150. Just see this. This is a shortcut way, but if you do this in exam, you will not get marks. They want all these steps. At least this much they need. You buy, you sell. This is important, okay? So this is important for exam. This is just for verification. Intrinsic value minus premium you should do. So 4 rupees was intrinsic value minus 3.25 premium. You get 0.75. And there are 200 shares, so into 200, 150 should be the final arbitrage gain. And when you solve, just check you have got the arbitrage gain as 150. So this is matching with your verification. That means what you have done is correct and you have not missed out any step. Is that fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's do the next problem. This is the second problem. Consider a call option on a certain share involving 150 shares. So number of shares equal to 150. The option is selling for rupees 8 per share. So what is this 8 rupees? Can anybody tell me? The option is selling for 8 rupees. So what is this?
Premium.
Yes, it is option premium, 8 rupees per share. Then share price is rupees 58. So what is this share price?
S not.
S naught. This is the market price of the share, rupees 58. Okay, then exercise price. So this is your EP. Exercise price is rupees 48. Okay. Find the arbitrage gain. So we have to find the arbitrage gain by solving this particular problem. So for that, what is the first step? We have to find the intrinsic value. Okay, intrinsic value. Now this is a call option. So we have to use the formula of call option. We need to do maximum of 0, S naught minus P In this formula, we are going to solve the intrinsic value. Maximum of 0, comma S naught is 58 minus E is 48. 58 minus 48, 10 rupees is the gain. So your intrinsic value is 10 rupees. Okay, now we'll compare the premium and the intrinsic value. How much is the premium? 8 rupees and intrinsic value is 10 rupees. Okay, so we will write as the premium and intrinsic value are different, arbitrage is possible. Okay, and what we're doing now is we are comparing. So intrinsic value is 10 rupees and premium is 8 rupees. Okay, so I'll write here intrinsic value is not equal to premium. Now tell me whether the option is undervalued or overvalued. The option is gaining 10 rupees and it is selling in the market for 8 rupees.
Overvalued, ma'am.
Overvalued?
Undervalued, ma'am.
Undervalued, because the gain is more and its market value is less. So it is gaining 10 rupees and it is sold for 8 rupees. So the option is undervalued because intrinsic value is more than the premium. Okay. What we have written here, if premium is less than intrinsic value, undervalued. If premium is more than intrinsic value, so here you see premium is less than, premium is 8 rupees, it is less than intrinsic value, so it is undervalued. If it is undervalued, what we do, we buy the option. Okay, so you are going to pay premium if you are buying the option. What is the premium? 8 rupees into how many shares are there in the option? 150. So 8 into 150, how much you will get? 1200.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're paying 1200. Now you have bought a call option. So we'll write here buy the call option. So call option means right to buy. So now you have a right to buy the shares also. You already have the option in which you can decide whether you want to buy the shares or no. So you decide to buy the shares. So you say buy the shares in the option. Okay, so for how much is the shares available? 48 rupees. So we do exercise price, that is 48 rupees into 150 shares. So we're going to buy 48 rupees per share into 150 shares. You will get an amount of 7,200. So you have paid a premium of 1200, you have paid 7,200 to buy the shares. Now what we will do keeping these shares? There is no use. So we will sell the shares in the open market. You're going to sell it for the market price. And how much is the market price? It is the S naught value. It's 58 rupees. Okay, so you're going to sell it for 58 rupees. 58 into 150. To get 58 into 150, 8,700. So you see here, you have paid 1200 premium. You have paid 7,200 to buy the shares, and you have received 8,700 by selling the shares. So your arbitrage gain, how much?
300.
300. Now you can also check the verification. I'll not show it here. Just look at the verification. What we do, intrinsic value 10 rupees minus premium 8 rupees. 10 minus 8, how much? 2 rupees. Yeah, 2 rupees into 150 shares. So 2 into 150, 300.
300.
And here what you've got is also 300. So you can verify and check whether what you've done is right or no, because sometimes what happens, we get confused. When we buy the share, we should take it as minus, but we take this as plus and 8,700 as minus, and then we start getting losses. So it's always better to, if there is arbitrage possible, there should be arbitrage gain. There will be no loss. Is that okay, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll do one more sum, that is the third one. And fourth is also call option. I want you all to do it on your own. Will you try?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So third one will do, there's still 15 minutes. And fourth one you can try. And next class, that is tomorrow at 8:30, I will do arbitrage for put option. And we will start with the next thing, that is valuation of options. Tomorrow's class is important because I'm going to start with valuation of options. The first method is binomial model, and it comes for 7 or 10 marks in exam. Then after we finish binomial, we'll do Black-Scholes. This also comes for 10 marks in exam. So these both models are very, very important. After we complete this, the last part left would be strategies of option trading, which we will complete in a week's time. So tomorrow's class, don't miss. Binomial model is very easy, and if you understand, you can get out of out marks. Okay, let's start. Tomorrow at 8:30 the classes. Consider a call option on a certain share involving 100 shares. So number of shares is 100. The option is selling for rupees 5.25. So option premium is rupees 5.25. Share price is rupees 80. So S0 is 80. Exercise price is rupees 60. Exercise price is 60. First step is to find the intrinsic value, which is maximum of 0, S0 minus E. So this is for call option, intrinsic value formula. Intrinsic value is equals to maximum of 0, S0 is 80 and exercise price is 60. So 80 minus 60, intrinsic value will get as 20. And the premium that you're paying is 80 and 60, no? Just one. Okay, so let's just solve. $20 is the intrinsic value. Then we compare the intrinsic value and premium. Premium is 5.25 and intrinsic value is 20. So arbitrage is possible as premium and intrinsic value are different. Therefore, arbitrage is possible. Okay, so now if it is possible, we need to check whether it's undervalued or overvalued. So your intrinsic value is 20 rupees. That means the gain is 20 rupees. And the premium, that is the market value of this option, is only 5.25. It's selling for 5.25. So whether the option is undervalued or overvalued?
Undervalued.
Undervalued, because the premium, okay. So it's undervalued. Option is undervalued. If it is undervalued, what we do? We buy the option for which you pay premium. And premium is 5.25 into How many shares? 100 shares. So 5.25 into 100, you're paying 525 as premium. Then you buy the shares because it's a call option. You have the right to buy the shares in the option, which is equal to, you can buy the shares in the option for 60 rupees. Exercise price is 60 rupees. So 60 into 100, 6,000 you pay. Then you sell the same shares in the open market for 80 rupees. 80 into 100, you gain 8,000. So you can see here, you have paid 525, you have paid 6,000, and you have gained 8,000. So 8,000 minus 6,525, what is the arbitrage gain?
1,475, ma'am.
1,475. Okay, so this is how you have to calculate. Now the next problem I have told you to try, but don't do it. I'll do it because this problem is overvalued. So if you want, you can try. Remember, if it is overvalued, we sell the option. So I'll tell you what will be the change. If anybody wants, they can try. Here, no, instead of buy the option, this will become sell, sell. You will sell the option to somebody else, you will receive premium. So it will be plus 525. Then you will sell the shares in the option because you don't have the call option. You don't have the right to buy. You've given it to the other party. That person will buy. So you will have to sell. So here it will be sell the shares. So both of this will be positive and buy the shares from open market will be negative. So I'll do it in the next class, that is tomorrow morning. If anybody wants just to make a try, you can do that. But tomorrow I'll solve the fourth sum and we'll do the remaining. And we'll start with the next part of it. And so this was it for today. If anybody has any doubts, you want me to do that fourth sum now, I can do it, but it will take 10 minutes. After this, you have any class?
No, ma'am.
We'll do it tomorrow. You want me to do it now?
Ma'am, now would be fine.
Okay, let's finish
Yes,
then.
ma'am.
So fourth one, we'll finish it and tomorrow we can start with. So consider a call option on a certain share involving 100 shares. So number of shares is 100. The option is selling for rupees 6. So premium is rupees 6. Share price is 64. S naught is 64. Exercise price is 76. Okay. Now we'll find intrinsic value of the option. Intrinsic value is maximum of 0, comma, S naught minus E. So intrinsic value will be equal to maximum of 0, comma, S naught is 64 minus E is 76. 64 minus 76. How much you get? 64 minus 76
Minus 12.
minus 12. So the intrinsic value is 0.
0.
Okay, and the premium is 6 rupees. Okay, so now you will say that the option is overvalued. Why it is overvalued? Because the premium is more than intrinsic value. The actual value or the actual gain from the option is 0. But you are still paying a premium of 6 rupees. That means you're paying more in the market. The option doesn't give you any gain. So the option is overvalued. Is that okay? Intrinsic value is the gain. Your gain is 0 and you're paying 6 rupees. Are you all getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
So the option is overvalued. If it is overvalued, what we do? We sell the option. Therefore, sell the call option. Okay. So let's solve for it. If I sell the call option and receive in it, because you're selling it, you're not buying the option now. You give the right to somebody else and you receive a premium. How much you're going to receive? 6 rupees into their 100 shares. So you receive 600 rupees premium. Then once you've sold the call option, okay, so I'll write here sell the call option. So suppose Vinanti has sold the call option to Pakshal. So Pakshal has the right to decide whether he wants to buy or no, and Vinanti has to sell. So I'm doing it for Vinanti. Vinanti has sold the call option. Once she sells the call option, whenever Pakshal wants to buy, she needs to sell the share also, because she doesn't have the right to buy. She's given it to Pakshal. So sell the shares in the option contract. Okay, so when we sell it in the option contract, we are going to sell it at the exercise price. So how much is the exercise price? 76 rupees. So you sell it 76 rupees into 100. You're going to sell it for 7,600. So you sold the shares for 7,600. You received a premium of 600. Now what we'll do? Actually, before selling, now you need to buy. So here and right, if Pakshal demands, Vinanti will first buy the shares from the open market. So buy the shares from open market. So how much she will buy? The market price is 64. So 64 into 100. She will buy it for 6,400. When you buy, you pay money. So she bought it for 6,400 and then she sold it. She sold it in the option contract to Pakshal for 7,600. So she has sold the shares for 7,600. She has sold the option for 600. Both are positive. We'll add both and we'll minus the shares that we have bought amount 6,400. So how much C will be the gain? 7,600 plus 600. 8,200
8,200, ma'am.
minus 6,400.
1,800.
So arbitrage gain is 1,800. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now if we apply shortcut, just check if it is working. What we used to do, intrinsic value minus premium. So here intrinsic value is minus 12, right? Just try. Minus 12 minus premium was 6 rupees, no? 6 rupees. Minus 12 minus 6 is how much?
Minus
18.
18.
Into 100 if you do, how much you're getting gain?
1,800.
1,800. See, remember, don't take 0 here. The intrinsic value says maximum of 0 or minus 12. Because it is negative, we have taken 0. If you take 0 and do not, 0 minus 6, it will be 6. 6 into 100, it will be 600. Then you will feel, oh, my answer is wrong. I have got 1,800, that is 600. Actually, intrinsic value is minus 12. There's a loss. But we cannot take minus, so we take maximum of either of it. So we have taken 0. So in such case, you consider this minus 12, or instead of intrinsic value, remember you have to take S naught minus E, the answer that you get in the bracket beside 0, that you take, minus premium you do, and then you will get the shortcut way to find the answer. So we'll do put option tomorrow. I hope till here there are no doubts. If any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, you can type your USN numbers in the chat box and leave the meeting.